Is the Galaxy S10e Samsung's answer to the Apple iPhone XR? What's up guys, Saf here on SuperSaf TV. Let's find out, SuperSaf style. So initially starting off with the build and design, both of these are pretty similar. We've got a aluminum or aluminium. I really need to pick one of those, like seriously, this is getting too much, having to say both in every single video. But anyway, we've got a metal frame with glass panels on the front and back. And both devices come in a variety of color options, and both are also water and dust resistant. We've got IP67 on the iPhone XR, we've got IP68 on the S10e, so we do have a slight advantage here for water and dust resistance. Now when it comes to sizes, the iPhone XR is larger compared to the S10e, so the S10e is going to be a little bit more comfortable in the hand. It also weighs quite a bit less. Now this is partly due to the differences in screen size. The iPhone XR has a 6.1-inch display. The S10e has a 5.8-inch display. Both devices have pretty small bezels, although the S10e has slightly smaller bezels compared to the XR. And we have different solutions for the front-facing cameras. So the iPhone XR has a notch and the S10e has a punch-out. Which one of these you like better is going to come down to your personal preference. Now when it comes to display technologies, we have quite a significant difference. The iPhone XR is based on LCD technology, and Apple called this the liquid retina display. It's actually not too bad, very color accurate, and it's a good LCD display. But when you compare this to the dynamic AMOLED display of the S10e, then the S10e definitely wins out. You've got deeper blacks, more vibrant colors, and the S10e also has a higher pixel density, which means details will be sharper on the S10e. So when it does come down to the displays, my pick would have to be the S10e. Moving on to the internals, the iPhone XR has the Apple A12 Bionic chip. It's definitely one of the fastest smartphones out there. It's super smooth, and it's been one of the smoothest experiences on a smartphone that I've had. The S10e comes with either the Qualcomm Snapdragon 855 processor or Samsung's Exynos 9820. Now this is going to vary depending on your region. These are once again some very powerful processors, so in terms of speed and performance, you shouldn't have a problem with either of these. For RAM, we have 3GB on the iPhone XR, and on the Samsung Galaxy S10e, we have either 6 or 8GB. Now, obviously on paper, it's going to seem like the S10e is going to be way better at multitasking, but you have to remember that both devices are running different operating systems, so they handle things differently. We've got iOS 12 on the iPhone XR, and on the S10e, we have Android Pie with Samsung's One UI. Now, as you know, I don't go into battles in these videos because this is definitely going to come down to your personal preference. I like iOS and Android for different reasons, and I usually have an iPhone as well as an Android phone with me at all times. Now, looking at the storage, the iPhone XR comes in 3 variants. You've got 64, 128, or 256GB. The S10e actually starts with a base of 128GB. You've also got a 256GB option. And on top of that, you can expand that storage. You do have an SD card slot on the S10e, and that means you can get an SD card of up to 512GB, which means you're going to be able to expand your storage way more than the base. So when it comes to storage, the advantage does go to the S10e. Now let's talk about the cameras. The iPhone XR has a single rear-facing camera. It's 12 megapixels with optical image stabilization, and it has an f1.8 aperture. It's actually a really good camera, and it has Apple's Smart HDR, which really brings out the dynamic range in images. I really do like shooting with the iPhone XR. The S10e actually has 2 rear-facing cameras. The primary is 12 megapixels with optical image stabilization, and it has a variable aperture, so it's going to switch between f1.5 and f2.4 depending on the amount of light in your scene. And the secondary camera is a new ultra-wide camera with an f2.2 aperture, and this has roughly around a 123-degree field of view. So you will be getting that flexibility with that additional camera on the S10e. When it comes to video, both devices can shoot at 4K at up to 60 frames a second. And they also have different HDR options. You've got HDR10 plus recording on the S10e, and you've got extended dynamic range on the iPhone. Now, I need to put these side by side. The iPhone has been my favorite video camera on a smartphone up until now, and we'll see if the S10e and the other S10s can beat it. For the front-facing cameras, the iPhone XR has 7 megapixels with an f2.2 aperture. The S10e has a 10 megapixel front-facing camera with an f1.9 aperture, as well as autofocus. Now both devices do have a portrait mode, so this is where you can blur the background, and it works pretty well on both from my testing so far. But one advantage that you do get on the S10e is in resolution. You've got up to 4K UHD recording, also from the front-facing camera. The iPhone XR maxes out at 1080p. Now for security, you do have Face ID on the iPhone XR, and this is one of the reasons why the notch is a little bit wider. It works really well, it's super fast. The S10e has a fingerprint scanner. This is side mounted and it works pretty well. You also do have 2D facial recognition. However, of course, that's not going to be as secure. The S10e also has Wi-Fi 6, which is going to give you up to 20% faster speeds compared to previous generation. And when it comes to the audio department, both devices have stereo speakers, which sound really good. One is in the earpiece and one is bottom firing. However, on the S10e, you do get a 3.5mm jack. On the iPhone XR, you unfortunately do not get that, and you've not had that for quite some time. So if you are somebody who still likes wired earphones, then the S10e might be a good option for you. Now let's talk about the batteries. You've got a slightly larger battery on the S10e. However, usage will vary and you are pushing out more pixels on the S10e in comparison to the iPhone XR. And in my personal experience, the iPhone XR has had the best battery life on any iPhone that I've tested. Both devices also support fast charging. However, with the S10e, you do get the fast charger out of the box. Unfortunately, you do not get the fast charger out of the box of the iPhone XR. This is something that you're gonna have to buy separately. Both devices also support wireless charging, which is so useful. However, the S10e does come with fast wireless charging 2.0, which is around about 36% faster compared to last year. So you are going to be getting faster wireless charging speeds on the S10e compared to the iPhone XR. Finally, the S10e also comes with a new feature, wireless PowerShare, and this is where you can actually use your S10e to charge other devices that support Qi wireless charging. So you could essentially charge the iPhone XR using your S10e. Quite useful feature. I'm still not sure exactly how fast this is. I've only done some brief testing with it so far. And finally, looking at the prices, the S10e does come in quite a bit cheaper compared to the iPhone XR if we compare the like-for-like 128GB models. So in terms of value for money, bang for buck, you are going to be getting more initially with the package of the S10e. However, of course, it's not just about hardware, it is about the whole ecosystem and experience. And if you are somebody who's in the Apple ecosystem, then the iPhone XR may be a good option for you. But if you're on the Android side or want to explore the Android side, then the S10e does look like a feature-packed device that is coming in at quite a reasonable price point. That's what I think anyway. What do you guys think? Definitely drop me a comment below and let me know which one of these would you go for if you were given the choice, and what other coverage would you like me to do with these devices? Definitely drop me a comment below and let me know. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful. If you did, then do hit that thumbs up button for me. And if you want to see more content like this and you're new to the channel, then maybe subscribe and hit that bell icon so you don't miss some of the new coverage that's going to be coming up on here. Thanks for watching. This is Saf on SuperSaf TV, and I'll see you next time.